Hey kids, History Channel guy here. So we've all seen the movie Titanic and how Jack and Rose could have clearly both fit on those debris. But that's besides the point. Jack didn't have to die. Oh, that part makes me mad. But whatever. Writers are going to write. But what if I were to tell you one man on the Titanic was not grateful for surviving the sinking and instead wished he could have gone down with the ship? In today's quick history episode, I go over Masabumi Hosono, the ungrateful survivor of the Titanic. Masabumi Hosono was a mid-level bureaucrat for the Japanese government. He studied Russian at Tokyo University of Foreign Studies, and quickly after graduation, he became a valuable asset for the Japanese government. In 1908, Hosono became a railroad director, and by 1910, Hosono was working for the Ministry of Transport to work on a Russian-style railway. His business eventually led him to London and Southampton, where he boarded the Titanic on a second-class ticket. I tried to look up if he was available to get a first-class ticket, but I couldn't find enough information on the matter. Not much is known about Hosono's experience on the Titanic, but what is known is that on the night of the sinking of the Titanic, Hosono was waken up by a steward, but he was blocked from going on the Titanic's boat deck because crew members, most likely because of his race, assumed that he was in a third-class ticket. Eventually, he made it to the deck and he saw a limited amount of lifeboats. Hosono knew it was likely that he was going to die, and according to him, he, quote, "I tried to prepare myself for the last moment with no agitation, making up my mind not to leave anything disgraceful as a Japanese subject, but I found myself looking and waiting for any possible chance of survival." Yet Hosono lucked out and eventually made it on one of the few remaining lifeboats aboard the Titanic. Once aboard the rescue ship, the Carpathia, Hosono found himself to be the butt of jokes for many of the white sailors. Yet, he went above and beyond this and eventually wrote a first-hand account of the events of the Titanic in Japanese, which is the only primary Japanese source ever written about the Titanic. At first, Hosono did not attract much attention. He wrote to friends in Japan to help him get back, and on his way back to Japan, Hosono stopped in San Francisco, where a local newspaper got wind of his story and dubbed him, quote, "the lucky Japanese boy," even though he was a man. Interesting. From there, his celebrity status only grew, as he was interviewed by multiple Japanese newspapers, and eventually a popular Japanese newspaper named the Yomiuri Shimbun, sorry, I definitely butchered that, ran a photograph of him and his family. According to a 1997 article written at the same time as the movie Titanic, Hosono was the target of public scrutiny when he got back to Japan, and was actually fired from his job because he dishonored himself for not going down with the ship. Apparently, Hosono's actions, quote, "betrayed the samurai spirit of self-sacrifice. And if my viewers know anything about Japanese surrenders, you will understand how crazy they are about having honorable deaths. Like, seriously, there are accounts from World War II of kamikaze pilots crying because they didn't have the honor of flying their last mission. The Japanese would rather die an honorable warrior's death than live their life, which is just a fascinating aspect of their culture to me. Anyway, some historians have contested this narrative that Hosono was fired and ostracized by the Japanese community. According to a 2007 article, Hosono was rehired by the ministry and continued to work there until his death in 1939, just before World War II. Interesting timing there, Hosono. But apparently Hosono's dishonor stayed with his family for decades, and it wasn't until James Cameron's Titanic that Hosono was betrayed and his name was restored. Fun fact, Matsubumi Hosono's grandson is a member of the Yellow Magic Orchestra, which apparently is a pretty popular band in Japan in the 80s. I didn't know where to put this, so I just decided to include it here. But what do you think? Did Hosono dishonor himself by not going down with the Titanic? Or did he simply do what any human would do in this situation and try to, survive? I personally think he didn't do anything wrong because from all accounts I've read, he acted just like any other British or American passenger attempting to survive the Titanic. Yet, simultaneously, very important men died on the Titanic, and out of chivalry, they allowed women and children to escape first. Plus, I'm not Japanese, so I don't really understand their culture as well as most people, so if you're Japanese and want to explain it better in the comments, please do. But As always, remember to like and subscribe, guys, and thank you for watching. If you have any video suggestions, please leave them in the comments, and I will take a look at them. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Bye.